To the Tebow fanboys that know nothing about football. Because if you did know something about football, you wouldn't have that shocked look on your face after the first quarter when it was 21-7. See, if you knew something about football, let me tell you something. If you Tebow fanboys knew anything about football, you would have known that you would not be able to compete with the New England Patriots, a high-powered offense like this, with a quarterback like Tim Tebow. He is not an NFL quarterback. And John Fox and John Elway, you guys owe the NFL, the New England Patriot fans, every fan out there in the world an apology for us having to watch this pathetic excuse of an offense that you call on TV tonight. You let this charade go on all year when you should have came out and said it's an experiment. And if to the Tebow fanboys out here, if you don't have any convictions about Tebow not being your starter next year, why do you think Elway already came out and said they're going to make an evaluation after the season? They won't commit to him. He got embarrassed today. He was like 3 of 12 for like 10 yards at one time or something like that. So, I know you're all sitting there like this, shocked, this and that. I told you last week, you beat a Steeler team that, personally, they played like shit, and the coaching staff didn't make in-game adjustments. You see what happened? Bill Belichick, you know how long it took him to game plan for this? He probably was sitting on his shitter and game plan for it that quick. It doesn't take an elaborate game plan to game plan against a quarterback that can't throw the ball. That's what happened here. And you Tim Tebow fanboys that know nothing about football, obviously, can't get that through your heads. Now, you would have been better off, honestly, with Kyle Lorton. You'd have been better off with Brady Quinn than Tim Tebow, as evidenced tonight. Kid can't throw the ball downfield. So, the charade's over. Elway and Fox, y'all need to come out with an apology right now, because you let the charade, you let the fans dictate what would happen. You put him in there and you said, well, we're going to let the fans see how bad he is. And it backfired on you because he started winning games. And I think at some point in time you guys bought into it. But now after tonight, you guys have to accept the fact that it's over. Like I said, I don't hate Tim Tebow. I don't even know Tim Tebow. But he's not an NFL quarterback. Maybe in the Arena League football he'd be a dominant player. Hell, maybe even the CFL. But, no, not the CFL. But he can't play in the NFL as a quarterback. I mean, his numbers speak volumes. What is he right now? The game's on right now. At the end of the third quarter, it's like 3 of 15 for 35 yards. 35 yards? They make the numbers of a goddamn quarterback that can function, that's viable in the NFL. So, Fox and Elway, you guys got to come out just after the game and say, look, we're going to draft a quarterback or something. Because these Tim Tebow fanboys who know nothing about football, you can tell by the look on their face, shocked. Look, you guys like this? You guys like that after the second quarter? 35-7 at half? Anyway, I told you I'd get the last laugh. And I'm getting it now, ain't I? I told you. The New England Patriots, a high-powered offense. Y'all made the New England Patriots defense look like world beaters, like one of the best defenses in NFL history. And I will say this, even though they were going against a team that didn't have a quarterback, they played hard. They actually played a good game. I think if you put any quarterback out there, they would have done the same thing, but not to that extent. But they played very high. They played to a very high level, and it was just simple, being the fact that Tim Tebow can't throw the ball, and so it's not hard to game plan around. Bottom line is, I told you guys I was going to win this war with the Tebow fanboys, and guess what? I did. I told you. Yeah, I told you it was coming to an end, people. We all knew it. Everyone knew that knows football, but the Tebow fanboys that don't know football didn't know. They look like they're shocked right now. They're sitting there saying, how can this be? Well, guess what? It is, it did, it is be. That's how it was. Here's how it was. You drafted a quarterback that can't throw a football, that really couldn't even throw a football in college, but he succeeded because college don't have the type of athletes the NFL does. And he performed well out there in Urban Meyer's spread offense. In the NFL, it's a different story now. You have to be able to throw the ball in tight windows. You have to be able to throw the ball generally about 10, 15 yards. And you can't do that. That's how it happened. And plus, you got a master man, like a master coach, master game planner like Bill Belichick. It's always going to have the same outcome. It's just embarrassing that the Pittsburgh Steelers couldn't figure this out. They let their pride get to them. We were going to do what we want to do and not change. Well, guess what? Mike Tomlin, you guys sat at home. You watched the mastermind in the process today. That's what you did.